Greetings to all melanated people all around the world. It's really a joy, it's a blessing, it's an honor to be out here in nature and greeting you, bringing a message of joy and peace and happiness, a message of abundance to you, a message that will teach you of your true self identity and your true divinity and how to create your reality consciously. That's the reason why I want to speak to you concerning how to turn water into wine. And I would have written a book called How to Turn Water into Wine. I would encourage you to go on Amazon and get that book also. But I'm going to show you how you can do this thing practically and prove for yourself that imagination creates reality and that truly money is just a representation of your true currency, which is your thoughts. Now, many would have read the story of Jesus Christ turning water into wine, and they believe that it is literal and that it is secular history. But let me say to you that first of all, you have to come to the realization that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. That the Bible is not literal, neither is it secular history. Also, you have to come to realize that Jesus Christ is only a personification of your own human imagination. And the scripture says that in St. John 1 and verses 3, where it says, without him, there isn't anything made that was made, and that all things was made by him. That him is not a man 2,000 years ago, my friends. It is a personification of the human imagination. That's the reason why I'm going to teach you how to use your imagination to create your reality consciously and learn how to turn water into wine. Now, water represents the truth. And how can you know something is true? You have to apply faith. And faith cometh by hearing. And how can they hear without a messenger? So there must be a messenger. And how can one be a messenger if they have not been a witness, or if they have not had the experience for themselves? So my brother and my sister, I'm speaking from experience. It is true experience why I am so keen at this time of my life and this time of my YouTube channel to focus on getting my listeners to get more into the practical and not just listen to the message and comment and speak about good message and so on. Because based on my experience, we all tend to listen and sometimes forget. And sometimes you get caught up with the hustle and the bustle and the system of the world and all the different distractions and forget how to put these things to work. And in the book of James, it tells you, you must not be a forgetful hearer. You must be a doer. Because if you become a forgetful hearer, you're actually deceiving yourself. So my brother and my sisters, if you want to turn water into wine by taking the truth of believing the unseen world being manifested into the physical world and believing that everything that you see on the outside is a manifestation of what is on the inside, you have to first of all have a desire to manifest something in your life. So my encouragement to you is to get a pen and a paper right now, even if it means pausing this video. You go and you get your pen and you get your paper, because this is the time for practical This is not time for theory, my brothers and my sisters. And you're going to write down what is your desire. And many a time people will write down one desire and waiting on that one particular desire to be manifested. And when that one desire is taking certain time to be manifested, they allow doubt and fear and procrastination and all of these things to come in and hinder them. But after you have your desire and you already done an exercise and you believe it's been done and you don't plant it, you move on. And you plant again something else. You see, when a farmer goes out to sow seed, when he sow one seed, he don't say, well, okay, I sow one seed, let's say corn, I sow one seed of corn, and I know when the corn bring forth fruit, that it ain't gonna give me back one seed, but it's gonna give me many. He gonna go and he gonna plant one seed after the other, one seed after the other, one seed after the other, one seed after the other. And so it must be done with your desire, because you have desires. We have many desires. Okay? So in the case of the scripture, it teaches you that the desire was for wine. And what is wine? Wine is something that gives you what? Stimulation. And what would stimulate you? You have to know what would stimulate you. Money might stimulate someone. Having a new home might stimulate someone. Having a luxurious ride might stimulate someone. I want to say I'm speaking about having the desire. It will stimulate you. Okay, it will give you a stimulation. So a desire is a stimulation. It's a sensation. And it is a spiritual sensation. So when you have that spiritual sensation, you have to go into an exercise. That exercise would bring an impregnation. And that impregnation, when it comes into fruition or into maturity, it will bring the manifestation. Okay? So write down your desire by knowing exactly what you want and be definite about it. And remember to shut out all the distractions. Shut out the wall around you by closing your eyes. Your eye is the gateway to your soul. Because you want to be in communion with the inner man. You want to be in communion with your own human imagination. You want to be in communion with God in man, because you believe that God in man, and you believe God is your own human imagination, and you want to show that you're being faithful to the unseen, and that is faith. For faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So you're going into the unseen by first closing the door, which is closing your eyes, and you know for sure that the Father is within. Where is he within? He is within the closet. Matthew 6:6 tells you that. The secret place. The place where you store your thoughts, your desires, which is in your own human imagination. And you're going to lay that desire there. And in laying it there, you want to use emotion. So you get into the feeling of how you would feel presently. It is a fact. So you have to be in the now. Because your beginning is the end, and the end is the beginning. It's the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. And you get into the now of having, being, are doing that which you so desire. Now, when you do that, you are actually going to the end. Do not be concerned about the in-between. You are the Joseph in Genesis who could have told his father the dream. You're the one who's telling your father the dream. And you're going to the end. You do not know anything about your brother's going to sell you to Potiphar. You do not know anything about Potiphar's wife. You do not know anything about being in the jailhouse with the butler and the baker. You see yourself in that place of prominence. So you're moving from providence to prominence. When you go into your imagination, when you do the exercise, and my brother and my sisters, you can do this exercise any time of the day. But preferably, do it in the night before you go to bed. If you're going to lie down or you're going to sit down, find yourself in a position that you would not fall asleep easily, whereby you can do your exercise about say 2, 3, 4 times. Then you can drop the seed. You fall asleep in the assumption. Fall asleep while doing it. Because when you do that, you are impressing the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is very much open and ready to receive your desire upon the state that borders upon sleep, which is that drowsy, sleepy state. So when you do your exercise in that drowsy, sleepy state, it would impress upon the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind would express it on the screen of life, which is this three-dimensional world. So when you enter into your imagination, you're entering into the fourth dimension. So my brother and my sisters, know what is your desire. Know what is the truth that you believe in. That is your water. And put your creative power to work. And enjoy the wine, which is the manifestation. And when you prove that this thing works, you would not just keep it for yourself, but you will give it to others. Up to the point where others would say, you kept the best for last. Where others would say, where were you all the time? Why didn't I know this all the time? I am so glad I'm now knowing this. That is what it is speaking about when he said that when the governor of the wedding tastes the wine. Because a wedding, a marriage is speaking about union. You're coming into union. The conscious and the subconscious mind coming into union. So my brothers and my sisters, this is the true gospel. This is the good news. Put it to the test. Put it to work. Don't think about how it's going to be done or when it's going to be done. Just put the goddamn thing to work. Follow goddamn instructions, my brothers and my sisters. This is coming across like a little rant. Because many of us have become too intellectual. Let us be more practical. So my brothers and my sisters, in short, know what it is you want. Write it down. Go into meditation. And if you want further instruction, of how powerful this is. Read Job 33, verses 14 to 16. Let me repeat it again. Job 33, verses 14 to 16. I put some of these things in my book called Meditate to Eradicate Poverty also. And you would realize that the subconscious mind, the seal your instruction. That's why I tell you God to seal your instruction when you slumber upon the bed. And when you do it, my brother and my sisters, remember, there comes a time you have to drop it. So if you do it for 2 nights, 3 nights, 4 nights, you could even do it up to a week if you want. Remember, there comes a time you have to drop it and forget about it. A series of events will take place in your life and bring it to pass. Then you will fully understand what it means to turn water into wine. So my brothers and my sisters, I hope what I've said has resonated with you and you are willing to put it to work in your life, and not just to be a hearer but to be a doer. And I'm waiting for your testimonial. And if you need any further instruction and you want to ask me any question, you can feel free to drop me an email at blackmatguru@gmail.com. And if you would like to speak to me also, you can ask and I will be willing to speak to you. Also, if you feel led to support my Patreon, feel free to do so. Or if you feel led to purchase any of my books, go ahead and do so also. But most of all, put what I'm saying to work in your life first and prove it. I would prefer you do that first. So at this time, I'm going to encourage you, if you haven't subscribed, to subscribe, or to like, or to comment, or to share. And as usual, I always give you the sign of the single eye, because this message is the single eye message of self-realization, where the Bible tells you in Matthew 6:22, if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And I'm saying to you, as I give you the symbol of the single eye, when you have that experience, that you will come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N. And you come to realize that it is the dawning of a new day in your life. And that whatever the sun shines upon, it brings forth in abundance. And you come to realize that without the sun, there's no life and there's no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And that the sun parallels the human imagination and the human imagination parallels the sun. And we are the people of the sun. Therefore, my brother and my sister, use your mind power and learn how to turn water into wine by fulfilling your every desire. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you, I'm out, go and manifest now.